Am I clear? Because earlier on it seems a bit laggy. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Yeah. Hey everyone. So this is Ethan from CoinGecko. So I'm very excited to share like a quick few words about our CoinGecko API, like what it does and why it matters and how you can tap into it today as well. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you are familiar with it as we started back in like 2014, and today CoinGecko is one of the largest independent crypto data aggregator that's integrated with slightly more than 1,000 exchanges and lists more than 1,800 coins and counting. So we're reaching a 20K goals as well across 600 plus categories. So at its core, right, the CoinGecko API provides developers like you with access to real-time and historical crypto data via REST API. You can also think of it like price feeds, market caps, trading volumes, and many more as well, including like on-chains data. And before I pass the floor back to the host, I would also like to mention, like just very recently, we added more advanced toolings, such as WebSockets that came out just like a few days back that allows you to subscribe to a real-time data stream as well. So feel free to check that out with the Pro API key that you're having at the moment. Also, another thing is the MCP that actually can pair with your own AI tools that allows you to ingest the crypto data that CoinGecko provides with your favorite AI agents and provide the real-time insights that the large language models able to sentiment analyze at the point. So yeah, I think that's a really quick few words from me, and really bullish about this whole collaborations we're having with Analytic Sage at this point. And yeah, I will pass the floor back to the host. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing that with us. Also, before we would like to also one of our top contributors and one of our facilitators in person of Brandy Elmington. Just say a few words before we start.
Sure. Thanks for inviting me on. Super excited to see the projects today. I'm just taking a look at at what I do know. I'm pretty confident that these are going to be super interesting projects, especially having access to the full CoinGecko API. I think we're going to see some really interesting things here.
Awesome. For that. Okay, I don't know if okay. First thing I want to bring up just I have been I got to crypto. So before we start. Yeah, Marina, are you?
Hello. I was losing the host account sound there for a bit, so I didn't realize you're calling on me, but hello. It's great to be here. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's really good to be here. So good to see everybody. You might remember me from the Flipside data analyst community. Some of you maybe from the Metrics DAO analyst community, which is going way back. But it's good to see all the familiar faces and names. It's good to meet folks that I'm meeting for the first time. I'm excited to see everyone's projects. If you want to drop, I mean, I don't know if you're doxing, but if you want to drop your Discord usernames in the chat, I'll be super happy to say hello and put names to faces. Yeah, super excited to see you guys' projects. I was looking at some of those ahead of time. Let's get this show on the road.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. You've been following us very closely, on X. Nice to have you join us this very moment. Thank you so much. Give a few housekeeping rules before we proceed. Okay. Now, one of the rules is please do well to turn off your mic except you are called. For those who are called to present, you have just 5. Please be cautious of just all right. To call on you know, what problem are you trying to solve, and then you go straight to your presentation. All right, so I'm going to call the first. Uh,
Mr. Wilson, please unmute. Mr. Wilson, your mic seems to be muted.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that.
So I hope I still have the privilege to go all over again. So like I said earlier, it's a wallet-centric financial statement. My name is Rotimi Akirinde. I'm a blockchain analyst and a Python developer. And over the past few weeks, I've been working on the wallet-centric financial statement. And this is an automated system. This is an automated system that transforms wallet transactions into professional financial statements and tax-ready reports. So the problem that led to this is I was having a conversation with a DeFi trader who spent 3 weekends trying to calculate the taxes for about 500 transactions. And I saw when they gave about 1,500 US dollar to an accountant who still asked them to organize their data first before they could help them with their taxation accounting. So, and I thought to myself, I analyze blockchain data for a living, and this should be automatable. So that was what brought about the wallet-centric financial statement. So this simple interface, the first stage of the wallet-centric financial statement is the data collection stage, where you have to input your wallet address. And then once you input your wallet address, it analyzes your wallet information. It integrates Etherscan, Moralis, and CoinGecko APIs, fetches all transactions from the ETH blockchain, the tokens, the DeFi interaction, and it helps you get historical data. And as we can see here, the total transactions we have, and it also helps you, change the different view from the dark mode to the light mode, where you can see this wallet has total of 199 transactions, 89 transactions in 116 transactions out, unique tokens that has been traded, 22 total value, and it does all this calculation for you. And from there, you can also check the range of transactions. You can edit the date, time to however long you want to check it from, and then you have an overview of your wallet. So I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so now that's for March, and then you can apply a filter, and then it gives you an overview of transactions on your wallet. It also gives you like a summary of your wallet data, and then it also goes further to implement the accounting logic, the double entry ledger, like a real accountant, balance tracking, running totals for every token, smart classification, where it categorizes your transactions into income and expense for every trade. And this system also incorporates the FIFO method for IRS compliance, so international reporting standard compliance, and it also helps calculate the gains and losses. So what I've learned during the process of this, to wrap up my my system, the system I've built, over the past weeks, I was able to learn a lot from the data collection stage up to the accounting logic implementation, because I have accounting background, so it helped me in navigating my way through the building of this system. So I'm just going to switch to this. So, and also when it goes to the financial statement generation, the system produces balance sheets, so you can easily see your crypto net worth at any point in time, the income statement, the cash flow statement, the IRS form 8949 to make it IRS compatible, compliant. And this project represents the intersection of blockchain technology and traditional finance, which is a practical solution to a $200 million market problem. And this has actually led to my growth as an analyst and a developer. And at the end of this project, I am geared up to make cryptocurrency more investing accessible and IRS compliant, and also keep building.
All right. Thank you very much. And you've not told us about your data source.
I mentioned the data source at the beginning. The data source, I use Etherscan, Moralis API, and CoinGecko API as well. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that. This is great. Okay, so without any further ado, I would call the next person in person of Daniel Amar. So Daniel Amar, you can proceed to share your screen and make your presentation. All right, so I would like to bring up the next person, in person of Oyedara Femi. Please go ahead to make your presentation.
Hi everyone. Hi, good evening everyone. It's nice connecting with everyone here. So here's my picture. My name is Oyedari Femi. I'm a blockchain analyst, but before then I've been a trader. I trade futures, mint trading. So the main purpose of me building this platform is to solve the problem most traders face, most MIPS trader like me, because MIPS trading is more about spotting the new token early. So that's why I'll build this platform. So the purpose of this platform of this dashboard is to fetch new tokens as they are being listed. Once the token launch, this dashboard will automatically fetch it out. And there are a lot of metrics to calculate. So there are a lot of noise. But with this dashboard, I've already filtered out the noise. So the only token that is going to be shown here are possibility like they are going to be profitable. So this is how it works. Once you open the dashboard, am I edible enough? Hello?
Kindly proceed. You're audible.
Yes. So if you refresh here, so this dashboard have 3 pages. One is for new listed token. Then the second one is to fetch the orders, like the percentage of those holding the token. So if you like, you can just pick one of the wallet that is holding that percentage of the token and analyze the wallet address with this third page, which is a wallet analysis. So I will proceed by first I will refresh the page. So it's going to auto fetch the new listed token. Think still loading. And the my data source is Bird Eye and Morales API. And this dashboard I create two dashboard, one with Streamlit and the other one with Versa. So this is the Streamlit new listing. Now refresh the data here as well. Yeah, so these are the new listed token. So we want to analyze the token top orders. You can adjust the filter here to 10 or 5. So let me use like 8 for example and fetch the orders there.
Sorry,
So this is
presentation should be done on the Vassal. Yeah, thank you.
yeah I think this one is just still refreshing. I think it's the network. Let me refresh. The network is back. Okay. So I'm having issue with my
Proceed
network.
with fine. You can proceed with stringing. You have
Okay.
1 minute more. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I use these token top orders, I filter it down to like 9 top orders. So this is their percentage of what they are holding. This one is holding 26%, 15%. And this is the chart of the top orders by balance of the token and distribution using pie chart. And I can pick a wallet here as well.
All right. Time up, Femi. Yeah. Just try to round up.
Okay. So let's do the wallet insight. So let's check the wallet this wallet is holding. So this wallet is holding these coins, and here's the pie chart of their top holding. So that's all about my presentation. Thank you, everyone.
Right. Thank you very much, Femi. So without any further ado, we are going to the next person. Divine. Divine. So while Divine is presenting, Miriam, please get ready.
Okay, hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. So I'm Divine Ogiva. I'm a crypto data analyst. I'm also a research analyst, and I will be presenting my project. Yeah. Okay, so basically just a background. I studied actuarial science, and what actuarial science does is all about using data to manage risk or assess risk. And that's what came about this dashboard or this project, the token risk dashboard. So I've noticed that in crypto, a lot of people or a lot of analysts, a lot of traders are not able to assess the risk of tokens, basically. So they're able to easily get the price, the volume, the market cap, and all of that. But then when it comes to risk ratios like volatility, Sharpe ratio, and all of that, they're not able to get it. So that's what inspired this project. So basically, this project pulls data from CoinGecko. That was like my major use of data. Then I also implemented Etherscan and SoulScan to get data as well. So let me just give like a brief. So this dashboard overview is just a list of tokens that are hard coded, basically. So for now, the dashboard doesn't allow for other tokens, but the 9 tokens that are on my screen are what are available to see. And when you click on it, you can easily get the historical price charts, the risk metrics, that is the volatility, the Sharpe ratio, Sortino ratio, and max drawdown, and the liquidity score. So the reason I implemented the Sortino ratio is I noticed that the Sharpe ratio is not exactly enough to, give insights. So I implemented that. I think what this project has solved, or what I have seen so far, and what it would be able to solve in the long run and have solved, is this is going to help traders, analysts, and also researchers identify the risk of tokens. So instead of calculating those risks yourself, or going to check for token price, going to check for the volume, the market cap, and then calculating those risks by yourself, you can just come to this dashboard and see like a list of the risk scores. Then my analytics tab, This just contains like the tokens being measured, the average risk score, the high risk tokens. It's going to update the high risk tokens, but for now we just have low risk and moderate risk tokens. Then it also gives a correlation between BTC and Ethereum for each of the tokens. Yes, so my stack for this was I used Fast API to build my APIs, and then I used Vercel for the front end. Then I use CoinGecko API keys. I use Etherscan. I use SoulScan. So I also implemented a Telegram bot. So it gives the Telegram bot gives access to, you subscribe to the Telegram bot and you get notifications on high risk tokens or high volatility tokens, or even change in movements of volume and all of that. So this can also be important for those that trade meme coins, those that trade volatile coins, that will be able to see, okay, when there is a shift in volume. So my next step in this is, it's not fully functional. Yes, it's functional, but I feel like I can go better. So that's why my next step is trying to see how I can merge machine learning models to make this project not just descriptive, but rather predictive. So from the risk metrics, one can be able to predict a price of a token. So that is like my next step in this. So yeah, that is that's my project. I have also put it up on Twitter as well, so I will be dropping the link as well. So in short, my background in actuarial science basically and seeing the problem in this space just brought about this project. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. So I'll be calling on Mohammed Shaibu to go ahead with the presentation. Mohammed Shaibu. Mohammed Shaibu, please go ahead with your presentation. Then while Mohammed Shaibu is preparing to present, Christian Obi, please get ready. Thank you. Please proceed to share your screen. Sorry, you're muted and you have 5 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me now, please?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good day, everyone, please. My name is Mohammed Shaibu.
Before you proceed, can you just take off the Google Meet icon? I mean, there's a smaller tab, and you need to take it. It's blocking the project.
So can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay, so I was saying, I say that for the past 3 to 4 months, I've been a student of Analytic Sages. It has been a wonderful experience. And here am I present my final project titled Blockchain Risk and Transparency Dashboard. Actually, the motivation of this, the motivation of my project is, it comes from the fact that I think that blockchain lacks transparency, and this dashboard tends to reach the on-chain and market data, and it's best to provide the transparency to also to give information of the presence of risk or lack of risk in the crypto markets. And if you can see, this is what I've come up with. This is my overview. It has the market overview with prices, with the ticket price, and with our volume and market cap and real transfer. Now this, the first three, it's gotten from the live, live. These are live data, which is gotten from which is gotten using the CoinGecko API, and why the real data is gotten using the real data, and also the exchange flow data and input the output. It's gotten using the. Now this is what I'm having here. This is the exchange flows, and this also tells us the wallet it comes from, and also that's going to the other one. Then we also have the exchange, the tag for the exchange flow. And the tag for the exchange flow, it tells us it's reduced when behavior and market sentiment by tracking large token movements to and from centralized exchange. And then we can see that this gives us the total inflow and also total outflow. From this, we'll be able to detect if the whale is controlling the market, or it isn't controlling market. There is, as you can see here, is a typically there is inflow. Typically indicates sell pressure as those move focus to exchanges. So that is when it sells, when the whale sells to exchanges, it shows that the market is bearish. It tells that they don't want to accumulate, they are trying to release it. And this tells the trader what to do. The same thing also applies to the outflow. Shows that if the whales are trying to accumulate points or tokens, shows that there is there's a possibility of speculation that the market is good and like the future of the market. Now we also have stable coins, and the stable coins it tends to relate stable coins with some important crypto assets like ETC, ETH and ETC assets, and then stable coins using stable assets such as the UST and USDC. Now it tells us if there's a risk of, or there is, like in this case, it is a risk of load. It is a risk of load. Now it tells you that there is high risk. It tells you there is high risk. In some cases, if the risk is low, the risk is low, it tells you if the risk is low and not as a trader or up to, and if you go down, it's think of the total flow and also transaction and the average size of this. Now this is for the USDC and this is for the US. This is for the USD. And going forward, we have the risk metric. The risk metric, I try to use traditional finance method. I figure out instrument index. Sorry for that. I'm not actually an accounting student, so it's more like growing the knowledge and also being coefficient. Now apply this, we can see that give up the transparency of the markets. It gives up the transparency, whereby it is high over 100. It shows that there is high transparency, and also the HHI, as I would like to call it in short, it's compared to what, to 10,000. It compares to 10,000. So if in this case it is low, it's concentration, it is low concentration, it tells us that distribution of the market, it's that the market is well distributed, it's not restricted to just some few real owners. The same thing also to be to try to tell us this to have a sum to try to combine the both.
You have 1 minute more. You have 1 minute more. Thank you.
Okay, so now let's move to the analytics of the this. If you look at the analytics of this, it's more like it applied a kind of simple machine learning method to get us for us to have the rolling correlation event study and the anomaly detection. The rolling correlation is tries to compare between the way volume and also the heat page rise. Why event studies because so just a real activity is predicted and predicted that is in the first day. So using day one, then 3 days or 7 days, and lastly it's the anomaly detection, in which this tell us if it's whenever it is plus 3, so or whenever it's between 2 plus 3 and minus 3, anything that exceeds this limit shows that how the this data is supposed to go. Now this is all what I have for this. But my future, what I think that we can improve in this project is that we can add the asset by using Solana and other coins for the project, and also we can
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Without taking much of our time, let's go straight to bring up Christian Obi. Please go straight to your presentation. Thank you. Please, you have 5 minutes. Do bear that in mind.
Hi everyone. Please confirm you can see my screen before I continue.
Yes, please.
All right. Apostle, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm truly grateful, and thank you to CoinGecko team. Right. Let me just go straight to my presentation. So I will present both my slides and then do a demo. Yes, then can take a questions if there is time. So I built Lend3 agent for a portfolio managing assistant. Right, so let's roll back a bit. When legacy blockchain started getting traction, right? So you're interacting on very few chains, you're managing very few wallets, yeah. But it's very easy for you to look at, okay, this news is going to affect a particular blockchain or it's going to affect a particular market, right? It's easy for you to manage your portfolio because there are a few chains. Fast forward to today, there are multiple chains, more than 30 chains, more than 300,000 tokens all around blockchain ecosystems, right? So how do you manage all these things across multiple wallets? And we know in blockchain, right, it's not safe for you to have one wallet to manage everything. It's a high risk on your end. And if you want to interact with multiple blockchains, you have to have multiple wallets, right? And if you put your token in a cold storage, it doesn't really work for you. You just save it without it working for you. So what solution did I come up with? Right, so this is an example. A person, let's say Bayo, right? He interacts with so many blockchains that he doesn't know how to optimize the knowledge he has for each of these blockchains. So he goes to Dune, does analysis, goes to DeFi Llama, does analysis. So before you're done with all this analysis, the knowledge that you have gotten from it is already old because Web3 is a fast-paced environment, right? News are always coming out, tokens are always shooting up, and how do you now keep up with all these things? So what most indexing platforms lack is personalization, because we always wait for analysts to put out a news out there or put out an analysis for us to now read and then put it into perspective, then apply it to our portfolio management, right? So what Lend3 brings is real-time intelligence. So immediately a news comes out, immediately the market affects. It reacts with the market, not after the market has gone past what it's supposed to do. So this is basically Lend3. Lend3 is an AI agent that understands your crypto financial habits and creates an optimized portfolio strategy personalized for you, your portfolio manager, and crypto assistant in any app of your choice. So what it does is when you log into the platform, it automatically creates an agent wallet for you. Then you put in the wallet that you want to track, then go choose any app that you want. If it's WhatsApp, Discord, or Telegram. Yeah, so this is basically it in use because during my testing phase, I connected it to my Discord, right? And you can customize it any way that you want. So what it does is the agent tracks all your connected wallets, does relevant analysis based on portfolio category. So what I try to apply is the X4 auto payment structure because most APIs are gated with subscriptions, right? And thanks to CoinGecko, they made it available for all Analytic Sages to use their API. So thanks to them. So, but what XO4 attempts to solve is it goes and gets the information that it wants, it pays for it, so the agent autonomously can pay for these agents, does market analysis across all chains, and gives you real-time response data. Because this what the platform does is tracks your data. It doesn't have your private key, so you're safe. It just tracks your data, gives you real-time advice, understands the market that you play in. If it's real-world assets, if it's NFTs, it understands all those things and gives you full market insights. So basically, if you want to use Lend3, you can just scan this, right, and join the wait list. Then I can reach out to you and onboard you properly on Lend3. If you want to follow me here, just do the same, actually. So just give the minute for anybody that wants to scan. Just a minute because I do not have much time.
You have 1 minute more.
Wahala. Okay, so this is the Lend3. I'll just click on sign up. Let me do Analytics Sages demo. So what happens in the backend is once you register, an agent wallet is created for you automatically. Oh, I wasn't doing this. Let me just use my test this thing as default. Oh, jeez. Okay, sorry.
All right, your time is up.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, thank you so much. So if you want to just you can scan, I'll reach out to you. So thank you so much, Apostle. I'm actually very grateful.
All right. Next in line, thank you very much, Chris. Next in line is Joshua Nwachuku. Please go ahead to make your presentation. You have 5 minutes.
All right, thank you very much. Am I audible, please?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Let me quickly share my screen. Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, I'm currently in an event, so I'll be using this screen. I don't know if visible, please. Okay. So my name is
Joshua, please, are you making
I'm a blockchain analyst and a developer.
Joshua, are you making a phone presentation?
Yes.
No, please. All right. So just get a system. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, please. Thank you very much. I'll bring up the next person.
Okay.
I'll bring up the next person. In person of. Let me bring up the next person. Chooks Uwanchukwu Caleb. Please go ahead. Chooks Uwanchukwu Caleb. You go ahead. Smarty, please go ahead with your presentation. Sorry, Smarty, I can't hear you. Smarty, are you there? All right. Let me bring up the next person, Bashir. Bashir, please go ahead with your presentation.
All right, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My name.
Oh well,
Can you
go ahead.
Can you see my screen as well?
Not yet.
Okay. Let me show it again.
You have 5
How about
minutes.
now? How about now?
Yes.
Can you see the
yes.
screen now?
We can see it now.
Okay.
Yeah. You have 5
my
minutes.
name is.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. My name is Bashiru. I just my project focus on DeFi lending protocol, and I choose a particular protocol as a case study, which is Haven. Now, what the project does is to ensure that it spots liquidation on time before it actually happen. Because most of the time, the data I've seen so far is just about after the liquidation must have happened, then that's when they will not be spotting it. But this particular one tend to what was it called? Tend to spot the liquidation on time based on how the price is moving. So by so doing, those people, those borrowers who are under that who borrow assets under Aave, they will have a kind of alert about their portfolio. Once they got the alert, they can they can choose to get the alert through what is it called? Either through Telegram bot, or through email about their portfolio situation. So by so doing, by the time they get their alert, they will know what is happening about their investments. I mean, about their lending activities. So in the likes of that, what they would do, either they top up their what is it called? They repay their debts, or they top up on the collateral. So in that regards, they are safe in terms of their portfolio. They will not get liquidated. So for a borrower, what it does is just to ensure that they are informed on time about their situation. So that's for that. Then for the what is it called? Protocol level as well. It's called analyze protocol level. If you're looking at the screen now, okay, before I go to the protocol level, I have a particular place here. As long as the user is what's it called, is registered here, and what's it called, put their information, they can get their alerts on time. That's what this particular portfolio this particular project intend to do. So I swear, apart from getting a lot, they can equally come to this search box here and input their wallet. I put their wallet address. They will get their overall portfolio, how their this thing is doing, how their learning activities is doing inside have a protocol. So that's about that. So apart from users borrowing, apart from users, I mean, apart from borrowers inside, apart from borrowers having their portfolio checked, the protocol itself can equally get alert about the overall activities, about their overall activities in terms of how their liquidation is doing, in terms of different asset level. If you look at what's it called? Sorry, excuse me. Okay, if you look at, you can see this particular table here. This is a reserve table for all their assets, and you can see all metrics that have to do with how those how they are being borrowed. Like for example, you have a SDAI here under Ethereum chain. You can see that we have the supply is been 100% and is very active. I mean, it has been borrowed 100%. It's very active in terms of how would users borrow that particular asset. So that's for that. So by so doing, they can see they can see how each asset is being utilized in terms of borrowing. That's for that. Then they can equally see the liquidation threshold. You can see that as well. You can see the price, how the price is going. And this particular what's it called, tools, to back of course it's connected to this particular tool is connected to the back end. You can get a real life data from it. But the particular reason I use in getting this one is I use RPC data. So it extracts data from RPC direct, blockchain data direct, inside and then I use what's it called, inside Python at the backend. I use Python at the backend to decode the data, because I could not get reserve data from the one I got could not give me information I needed. So I have to use RPC data. I extracted it direct from the blockchain. Then what I did was to decode it and what's it called, arrive at my information there. That's one. I equally use data source from Zoom. So data source I got from Zoom was the position data and that the user position, current position data. I got that one. So as it will be able to know how each user they are being fair currently. So I equally got historical data. I got in terms of liquidation historical data. I got it from them as well. So that was equally linked to this particular dashboard. So let me show you. Though I'm not through with that. I'm not through with the project yet. I was trying to do it, but I'm having some challenges, so that I have to present it that way. So look at this is the liquidation history from different borrowers. You can see that it's showing invalid days because I'm not yet done incorporating it. So it's showing invalid days. So I'm still working on it. I should come and do some few presentation before I conclude. So I'm not yet done with we're working on the project. So that's for that. So these are the users that are, this is meant to send an alert to different users that are in what's it called, having a critical portfolio at the moment. So every day it fetches data from Zoom, equally fetches data from RPC direct. So it fetch data and this thing and send to different users who are concerned. That's about that. They equally send alert again to the protocol itself about different assets that are having a
All right,
critical.
time up.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much for your presentation. Lastly, I'm going to bring up Smarty. Smarty, please go ahead with your presentation.
everyone, please, am I being heard clearly? All right, my project is about getting tools for traders, teaching traders to be able to be more profitable.
So how I did this is the data. Oh, sorry. My name is sorry for myself. My name is Josephine Chukupele, also known as iSmarty. Is my screen visible? All right. So the project is about making digital traders more profitable. So how I did this is both using a web app and a Telegram bot. So what the Telegram bot does is Telegram bot gives calls. Wait, hold on. Sorry, network took me out from this thing. Is my screen still showing?
Yes. Please, you can take down the meeting notes on your screen. It's actually blocking your presentation. Yeah.
All right, sir. So this is the Telegram bot that works to give calls for newly launched tokens on Solana that have potential. So it grades the tokens by low, medium, high, and critical. So how it gets the data is from CoinGecko. So CoinGecko Pro API key is the main source of data. I use the Gecko terminal endpoint to get the newly listed tokens on Solana that got liquidity pool newly. So when it gets those new Solana tokens that got liquidity newly, it compares it against the backlog of wallets it has gotten from June. There's a do query that comprises that runs daily. The June runs daily and gets wallets that were profitable, that participated in certain tokens that launched yesterday. So when those wallets buys a token that launched today, it grades them as low, medium, or high, and then sends alerts. So this is the format of the alert on Telegram. You can either go and trade it on Bong bot or Trojan bot. And when you click on the address, you easily copy it. So this is this function of the Telegram bot, right? So for the web app, this part here shows what the Telegram bot has called. Like you can see, there's a call the Telegram bot made. This is the percentage from when the bot made the call. It has gone down 23%. This is the age of the coin, 49 minutes. This is where the coin launched. These are basically the market data of the coin, of these newly listed coins. If this coin had a social link, it would have shown here. Social link like Twitter, Telegram, or their website, it would have shown here. So if the person wants to do deeper analysis on, let's say, the screener, he can easily click on this link here, this external linking bar here. It links the person directly to the screener. The other function of this website has the trader ROI and this. So what this does now, if for example now you want to know people that are profitable in a token you missed, let me say I missed this work coin, right? I'll click on it and copy the address. I'll come into this trader ROI tab. I'll paste it here. So what this takes up to 3 tokens maximum. So I can add more tokens here. So when I add the tokens, I can now select the type of trader I want. Is it early trader or for all traders? Early trader or all traders, right? If it's for all traders, I'll just give it minimum first buy amount in profit, minimum number of tokens in profit, etc. But if it is early buyers, it has a new field, which is the hours, window is hours. This window hour is talking about when did that trader first make trade of that token. So if the trader traded within the first 1 hour of the token launch, you select one. So when you select one, you click run to run the analysis and give you the PNLs, both the unrealized, number of tokens in profit. But like this is an example transaction of a token. See, give this gross profit, unrealized profit. This is when I find a wallet that I want to copy trade. I can copy it from here now, right? And then go to the last tab, which is wallet analysis tab. So when I click on this wallet analysis tab, I can easily paste the wallet address here and then run analysis. So when this thing runs now, it will give me an in-depth inside view of what the wallet does, how it trades, what kind of profit does it make. Like it just grades, it goes in depth into how the wallet does its trading and etc. I think it's still loading. I don't know if this wallet update normally takes more than 5 minutes to show output, so it will not be contained in this our presentation, sir. So that is what I've worked on Python so far. So thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you so much, Smarty. And yes, so I'm gonna bring up the last person, which would be Joshua Uwanchukwu. Joshua Uwanchukwu.
All right, GM, everybody. Unfortunately, I'm kind of using Smarty's laptop because I'm currently in an event. My apologies.
Go ahead. You have 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Is my screen audible? Visible, please.
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So
all right.
I built. My name is Joshua Uwanchukwu. I'm a blockchain data analyst and a developer. I built an application called Running Ecosystem Tracker. Basically, it's solving a problem of trying to solve a problem of investors, gamers, whales, basically anybody basically can get insights, and this is actually useful for them. So tracking almost everything that goes on Running blockchain, ranging from where liquidity is going on Running, what games in particular on Running are actually doing the most, what games are actually onboarding users, retaining users over time. Yeah, basically also holders of Running, wallet segmentation of these holders, and much more. Katana decks as well, trying to understand or capturing insights on Katana decks, because Katana is the lead dex or centralized exchange on the Running ecosystem. So liquidity flows on Katana, trade pairs. Which of these trade pairs basically are having more volumes, having more numbers, and the likes, basically to just understand the entire what is going on Running ecosystem, and also NFT collections. Which of these NFT collections on Sky Mavis? Sky Mavis is the top marketplace on Running blockchain. Which of these NFT collections are actually doing the most? Yeah, I did this. This dashboard is automatic. Like I automated it to actually fetch data from June and CoinGecko. I use GitHub workflow to send a post request to my backend fast API that I built at a specific time, and it will refresh the data automatically once in a day. Yeah, so I specifically use once in a day so that on a daily basis we'll be having fresh data, and it's automatic. So basically, I use CoinGecko and June basically. So I extracted data for Running metrics, then game metrics using the game contract addresses from June. So the dashboard, basically, this is the overview of the dashboard. The dashboard shows Running price, markup, volumes, all-time high, and the likes, sentiment analysis based on what users are actually saying, or how many of these users are giving this chain good rates, this token a good rates, and some actionable recommendations, basically, that you can do this at this particular time and the likes. Then I analyze overall activity on Running. Okay, let me talk about user retention. So for each of these Running games, because Running is a gaming hub, for each of these Running games, I'm sure that maybe most of us, we are familiar with Active, which is a very popular Running game, and the other games, we can see user activation, how users basically join the game at a particular time, started playing or interacting this game, and how we were retained over time. I did a weekly retention analysis. For example, if the user joined in this particular week for this particular game, okay, for this particular week and this game onboarded 8 users, for example. 1 week later, what happened to those 8 users? You can see that 25% of them were retained, and over time it's dropping. It's quite normal, but you cannot use this to compare projects. Which of these projects are they doing better in retain? So it's not just by activating now. Which of them are retaining more users? This is actually what is going to literally tell you how healthy this token or this game is, basically. Because of time, I'll be running. So this is Axie Infinity. There are a couple of other games, Fishy Frenzy. Silence connection is a bit slow. Lumitera, from my observation, Lumitera does better when it comes to retaining users compared to others. Just activating now, they retain a lot of users. Yeah, so let me quickly scroll down. I have a lot on the dashboard. network.
1 minute more.
About choice and like so running.
1 minute.
Yeah, so running network activities. This is actually showing the entire activity that's going on running. Liquidity is flowing on running. Oh god, my internet connection is really not showing. Basically, below this, my internet connection is quite unstable. And below this, I did whale tracking, basically holders of this running token and segmented them, whale, shrimp, and the likes based on their current holding. Oh.
All right, thank you very much. I mean, the short while you also presented, we've had a good grasp of it. As the session will be proceeding, we'll share all the links to all the projects that are presented here so that each of us can go and explore those platforms ourselves. And if you also want to connect with the individuals who have also built this project, you know, their details will be posted on our on our on our X platform, on our X page, right? So you will see their details and their account, so you know who and who you want to reach out to. All right. So thank you very much, Joshua, for making effort to give us that presentation. So I'm going to yield the floor now to Brandy and Miriam, okay, Marina. So they are one of the reviewers and special guests who would be giving us a review on our presentation, how we can do better, all right, and also the opportunities ahead of each and every of the analysts, based on what you have built. All right, so I'm going to call Brandy to give us his feedback, and then I would bring in Marina. Oh, let's do this. Let me bring in Marina, and then Brandy follows. All right, thank you very much. So Marina, please go ahead.
Thanks for the stage. Thanks for all of the presentations. Super fun. I can see lots of work that you guys have put in. It was incredible. I had so much fun. And I took a lot of notes. So I'm going to run through those, and hopefully they are helpful or give you guys ideas or give you guys a little bit to work with in the future. So I'll start with, again, really solid builds. This was super impressive. Well done, everybody, each and every single project. And I think there's one more project that I'd looked at before at the link, which wasn't presented. So I have a couple comments on that as well. I think one of the strengths that I saw you guys put through is bringing your expertise that's sort of from outside of crypto or maybe crypto adjacent into how you present data, how you use data, how you build with data. You guys showed accounting, actuarial risk analysis, gaming, trading, arbitrage, ecosystems. There was a Ronin dashboard, bringing all of that in and sort of using that as the lens to decide, what you're building, what data you're showing, for whom, how they can use it. I think that's one of the strongest things you can do in crypto. You guys are all amazing builders, and there are a lot of amazing builders in crypto, and competing is really tough. So I want to urge you to continue sort of keeping that part of it alive and really leaning into what's my extra understanding that I can use to present data a certain way, or to say there's a use case. Or the first presentation was about DAX reporting and how there is there's a very sizable gap, and bringing data to resolve that, to help resolve that. Do that. If you haven't done that with your project yet, try to think about how you can do that, how you can stand apart in that way. And then one more overall observation before I give one or two to each of you individually is that overall user experience and somebody looking at your link and using your app and using your product is super important. So I saw a variety of ways you guys approach that, and there will be more of that in individual feedback in a second. But make sure you are thinking about somebody, you're not there, you're not presenting, somebody just gets the link, somebody gets maybe you make a X account for your project later, or you're sharing it, or you're sending it to somebody, and they open it and they start to use it. What do they see? What are they going to click on? Why certain data is useful to them? Why maybe something is not as useful to them? How to make it a certain way that they can extract something that is either interesting or useful or both. What's the sort of flow? Are there suggestions on what to do? It's sort of it's one thing to give somebody a lot of data to look at. It's another thing to say, here you can find LSTs with the most backing, right? There was an asset backed in one of the later presentations. There was a table with rankings of the tokens. So give your your user, your reader, your clicker, person, whoever is opening it, that here's a chart that tells you this and this and this is valuable for you. Just like put those headers in there, put the calls to action, examples, suggestions. Do what, I don't know, I'm sure all of you use some form of LLM, you use ChatGPT or Claude or what have you, or DeepSeek. One of them, you'll see that it's always prompting you with ideas, right? You ask it something and then it goes, would you like to find, the most traded tokens in, or the most used, the most played games on Ronin, right? In one of your examples. Give your user a little bit of that. Give them want to, stay and play and click and find it useful and remember it. And if that's something that's sort of not super apparent to you how to do that, you guys have this cohort, take a friend, take a classmate and say, here's my link. Can I sit with you for 10 minutes and see you use it and talk about how you're using it for, those 10 minutes and what you're trying to do with it and what you're finding and what you're missing. Just a basic user interview with one person will show you a lot of that. And then you can sort of build your dashboard or analysis around that. So those are my overall thoughts and observations for everyone. Well done. And I'll give super quickly maybe one or two things for each, because I took a lot of notes because you guys had a lot of material to work with. Rotimi, the wallet-centric financial statements, the tax reporting. So something that became very clear to me when you presented it was what the use case is, right? And what the problem that you're solving is. That wasn't in the first 30 seconds of looking at the product by myself, that wasn't super clear. So my advice would be make sure that, whatever you're narrating, that also comes through in your app, in your product, and it stands alone. You can, it's really minimal extra work where you say, hey, put in your wallet, get all of your stats, get all of your reporting. And that makes it clear that this is for, somebody is reporting inside P&L, etc. Instead of maybe somebody trying to look at somebody else's wallet and do like whale, analysis or inspiration from whale trades. That said, with also minimal extra work, you could add the use case and say, here's a tab for your own reporting. Here's a tab if you want to get inspired by like another wallet or a whale trader. And go here to do this, go here to do that. And this is the different ways of presenting the same data. So those are my thoughts for you. Femi with Solana Memes Watch. Same point here. Make your tool really self-explanatory. I think the idea is super good. could use extra polish in some of the charts. For example, like when you show top tokens by liquidity, some of them had zero liquidity. You can rule those out. Make sure like tickers are shown if you're showing those. Contract addresses. If that's your user, that's your audience, put contract addresses. Things like, there's sort by price and prices are all zero. So make sure like that's not immediately clear to me, why that's useful. Make sure it's either, sorting differently or filtering, or you're explaining how it is useful, or maybe you have a button to sort and filter by different things. Token holders tab, I tried with a couple of like really, big popular Solana tokens like Pub or some big memes, and they were indexing, but they weren't showing, so maybe a little bit more polish there. I'm sure you'll get there. I really like that you showed where the contracts came from, so that there's that column with exchange. I would lean into that, say, here's a token that came from the Pump Fund Launchpad and eventually graduated. Here's a token that came from Bonk Fund Launchpad and it graduated. So that gives, if your audience is traders, that gives them extra ways to think about opportunities. Again, think about your audience. Third presentation, Divine with the token risk dashboard. I think I really liked, again, how you brought your risk analysis expertise. And I think you can, show a little bit more of that in the dashboard. So you show the numbers, say what they mean, right? And like domain knowledge, right? Context. So here's a metric that does this, this, and this. This value is high, this value is low. Here's the actual value right now, and it's updating dynamically. In the where you do here's a risk assessment, right? It was of the tokens. You could maybe do categories, right? Here are tokens that are a watch list right now, super risky. Like if you hold them or if you're trading with them, beware. Here are the tokens that are in maybe a different category. Super important in like, especially let's say the last 24 hours of the market. These kinds of things could really help people, your users. If you have a stable in there, stable coin, like that maybe should be its own category, right? If a stable coin is depegging or high risk, that means something else than if a regular token is volatile. So just like a little bit more, context, a little bit more interpretation, I think could really take this over the top. I think this is a super strong project. Number 4. Mohammed with the blockchain risk and transparency dashboards. Also one of my favorite projects today. I think here is where I really saw like the context and the about and the extra information really shine. Like, this is an example of here's what this data means. Here's how to interpret it. That's super well done. And also there's so much information there that it makes me almost want to see it on like a Twitter bot or Telegram bot that constantly shares it, how it's updating. So like if you haven't yet built that and you're thinking about getting more exposure for your project, I think that could be a really fun way, because you have so much material there. Either that, or sort of maybe you can write your human recaps based on that information regularly, because you have it. I think that's really cool. Christian, Realist, Lem 3. This was super solid. I think the chat agrees. I put my name on the wait list, excited to try it. I think Realist did such a good job with the user experience, which is if you take one thing away from my bit today, that's the one. You started with that, right? Who is the user, what they're going to get out of it, and then you started building, and then sort of from there you started putting together the technical elements, like to achieve this for the user, what data do I need to show, or what format? Is it Discord? Is it Telegram? Is it the site, etc. So really, really good job starting with the use case and your user, and I think that'll help your project, continue to evolve. And I'm excited to to follow that. Then we have Bashir. Here too, think of the user experience, think of the value you're providing. If you have sections, you can title them as, action sentences instead of descriptions. Here's the example that I was referring to with the LSTs and the reserves, asset reserves. So for example, instead of here's a reserve asset overview, you could say, here, find the LSTs with the strongest reserves, and they're ranked, right? So somebody reading this knows what they're getting and why. And if you have, a chart, a table, a section that you can't really sort of put it that way, why it's useful, then maybe think about either restructuring it or omitting it or including some other type of data. If it's not really useful or interesting or entertaining, then think about why it's there. What could be there instead? An example of where there is a clear use case is I really liked your risk alerts. Like that's just super, tangible, super interesting, even if I'm not doing anything with them. It just, that's really well done. Almost there. We have Smarty metrics with iSmarty bot. I think when I was looking at the Versal app, I didn't realize there was a Telegram bot, which is a really cool part of the project. So maybe you can connect the two and let the person see that you did build both, because that's a strong suit. I really like the tagline that you have on the Versal app. Super clear who it's for, why it's for. I think from the site, it wasn't clear to me that it's Solana, specific. My note was like which chains. So put that there, super easy. Here is where I want, to be, or I or somebody who's using it want to be walked through, want suggestions, want to be like, here's in this section, get this information. Or, if it's a blank parameter, kind of like tab, put an example contract address in there and be like, here is an example with this token, but you can put your own. Or maybe like have a rotating, maybe top contract address in some category is showing up there, and then the person can input a different one. There's a lot of good work there, so you can make it a little bit, I think, more interactive and fun, and that will make someone want to keep using it. Let's see, I had another note in here. Yeah, also with interactivity for you and for others, I think if a valuable thing is maybe to sort of put a little bit of stats about your app or about your bot. You can say that this many tokens have already been looked up. Look up yours, or this many users have done this. Now, now you do it. That if you're presenting that for, a job fair, a demo day, a hackathon, anything sort of career or business related, this kind of metric is not only good to keep track of, but also really good to help strengthen your case. And we're almost there. We have Joshua, last but not least, with Rowan Dash. I think that was a super cool dashboard. Again, sort of walk somebody through, think about how somebody's reading it. For example, when you have the token price, put the all-time high, all-time low next to it rather than sort of on the side. If you have an indicator, you have the volume market cap ratio, right? Just put, what's high, what's low, what high means, what low means. This is a liquidity measurement. This is what it could mean, et cetera, et cetera. Community sentiment is another metric that I kind of wanted to know how, what did you look at? How did you measure it? What does it say? I liked alert and recommendations. I really liked actionable insights. I think that's a strong suit of your project. let's see. Yeah, I would maybe do. There's a lot of information there. There's a lot of good work that you put in. I would maybe split it up by who's looking at. So maybe a tab for, here's for everything for a trader. Here's everything for a gamer. That's a different tab. Here's everything for a project or a builder. Like if you're building a game on Ronin, for example, who are my competitors? Who has good, user retention? Because a trader won't care about user retention. A gamer, I don't know, maybe they're curious. A builder would care about what are the games that are doing well? Am I one of them? Can I build one that's sort of competing with that? So split up those maybe three. And each of them, I think, will become even more powerful. And there's sort of, as you have it now, there's a wealth of information. It just keeps going kind of down the list. And a lot of people might not look at it. So when you sort of advocate for your own project and you advocate for this is the value for this type of person, come and get it. And that goes a very long way. And yeah, that's the project that I think here is presented today. Super cool. I hope this inspires you a little bit more, and I hope to keep seeing you build and keep seeing you in the space. Super well done.
Awesome. Thank you very much for such a review. Thank you so much. And I believe that all participants have taken notes, and definitely improvement is expected to be seen. Yeah, so you can drop your Twitter handle should any of the analysts, wants to work on their project and send it over to you for review. That would also be awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Marina. I'm gonna bring up Brandy. All right, Brandy, our meeting. Over to you. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I'm super happy to have been on this call today because I saw some really cool projects. I'll just start off by saying I didn't have as much time to get hands-on with the projects, so might not be able to provide as thorough feedback by project as Marina did, but she did bring up some really good feedback, and I would recommend that you guys, implement those suggestions. I think it's really going to help with polishing and, really making the use cases, really obvious to end users. But yeah, so I'll just start off by shouting out some projects that really caught my attention. The wallet-centric financial statements project, I saw there was a huge opportunity there. I know people pay a lot of this information, especially once tax season comes around. And then also to know that the creator has a background in accounting, provides even more confidence. So I would, recommend continuing with that project because like I mentioned, I think when a lot of crypto traders get to the end of the year, they're looking for, a quick, easy option to, be able to get those statements organized. Creating a custom solution is going to be a lot of work, a lot of headache. A lot of the solutions out there already, tend to charge a lot. So I think you're in a good spot with that project there. Next, the token risk dashboard is also something super interesting because I was actually thinking to create something similar. So to see that someone's already working on this idea provides a lot of confidence. The quality of the data you guys have been able to access through Dune and Etherscan also provides a lot of confidence into the quality and accuracy of that dashboard. So I would again, recommend implementing those changes that are feedback from Marina, just to polish that even more and bring that potentially into production. And also the Len3 project by Christian. It's super interesting to see that it's already on X402 because a lot of people may know me from our network being the lead data analyst there, but more recently I've been working on another project, HTT Payer, which is an X402 payment router. It won at a Chainlink hackathon earlier this year, and we're working with Coinbase to bring it to market. So I immediately, saw the the potential there outside of just being a data analysis application, and already thinking about monetization, which is huge. You need to get paid for the work that you're doing, and to pay for any data and upkeep and everything like that. So that was a super interesting project, and I actually reached out to Christian already through Twitter, because it'd be great to potentially implement that work together with HTT Payer. So now I'll move on to just overall thoughts. Being with the Analytic Sage community for a thing going on a year now, it's been great to see the natural progression from Dune hosted dashboards to these more custom dashboards here. I think you'll notice these are more extensionable, more modular, and it's like it'll be easy to jump to implementing like data science and machine learning models, trading bots, using the technology and the skills and the templates that you guys have built here. And yeah, I would say moving off of Dune shows deeper knowledge of blockchain data analytics. And again, it'll be a lot easier to add in even more data sources. So this is, again, great to see the progression among everyone in the group here. Yeah, I was also super impressed with the user interfaces. As an analyst, it's easy to get the data, create the charts, but then presentation to end user is also super important, and maybe like one of the last things that a lot of analysts think about. So to see that the CSS, all the UI looked really clean, looked really professional. I think with just a little bit more polishing, you guys will be able to bring a lot of these projects to production. Let's see. And then, yeah, I was also just going to say, like, I think most of these projects, they would be great candidates for incorporating X402, easily enabling paid API calls for these services. You could even, hook up, really simple LLM. OpenAI API is super cheap. So you could potentially just have an AI agent kind of summarize the latest metrics. Maybe if a user makes a post request with their wallet address, it returns a really compact, nice report that the user would be able to use later down the line, or just for personal use, as they're trading or changing their portfolio compositions. So yeah, I definitely think you all should consider X402 a little bit further. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me as well. I'll drop my Twitter handle once I'm done with this with what I'm saying here. Let's see. And yeah, I would say maybe the only other thing I noticed that there's maybe some overlap with some of the projects. I did see some projects that were really differentiating themselves. But some did have some overlap. It'd be great to see some more variety, but understand, given the sources, the data sources, and the time, there is going to be some overlap. And still, everything that I've seen has been very impressive. And I think I think building these projects are really going to help harden your data analyst skills.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brandy. I think you've been of great support to Analytic Sage, as a whole. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the reviews. I believe our analysts have taken notes and are going to also implement their observations and the recommendations that have been made. All right. So before we round off, I would like to also, give us a few announcements for those who are joining Analytic Sage for the first time. So we have several of our trainings. We have ongoing Cohort 6 training, which is our SQL specialization course. Also, we have study groups, for more heavily technical skill, like machine learning study group, which is currently ongoing, Solidity study group, which is also currently ongoing, and the Quartz program is the last program for this year. I mean, the last training program for this year. Of course, what we do, like we do at every end of the year, the rest of this year would be for career development conversations, and you don't want to miss it, because we'll be bringing, professionals in the space who would, share their experience of how they built their career in data, how they evolved in, the on-chain data space. Likewise, so please do well to stay tuned to Analytic Sage. Okay, I would also like to do a quick rundown of our programs. Currently, we've been having our workshops. We've had it over 5 cities in Nigeria, and we are moving to the country of Rwanda and hosting a workshop in Kigali. And next year would be in Kenya, and also would be in Uganda. All things being equal, then we might touch down India, and on and on and on like that. So if you are in Kigali, Rwanda, please do well to go to our platform, our X page. You would see the link. I'm also going to drop the link to our X page in the chat box. Yeah, so if you have not followed Analytic Sage, please do well to follow Analytic Sage. And yes, please do also follow Brandy and Marina likewise. If you have any questions for those who have ongoing projects, Brandy is fantastic when it comes to building projects. So you have a lot to learn from him. All right. So I don't know if there are any stuff left. Yes. And interestingly, in recent times, 2 weeks back, we launched our lab called the Sage Labs. Okay. So currently now we have two startups under the Sage Labs, which is Analytic Sage and IntelliSage. So IntelliSage has kicked off operation. Currently, we are in talk with ecosystem partners. So because we will be building, data tracker for projects that are built within Africa. So one of the problems that the co-founder and myself want to solve is the issue of tracking projects and their data within the African continent, right? I remember many years back where I had to do research reports for some of our clients in the UK looking to build a payment platform for Nigeria and also a payment platform for East Africa. And the data availability was very, very scarce, right? So what we are trying to do in IntelliSage is to build a platform where we track, majorly all data, of projects within the blockchain space, both off-chain and on-chain. All right, and then we have a few other projects yet under. They are still under the radar. We have not brought them to the limelight yet. So, and you can always go to follow Sage Labs. Yes, Sage Labs. And there are other opportunities that we have created for Analytic Sage members. So we have fellowship programs for those who want to get their hands on projects and learn from professionals. Please do well to you can reach out. Currently we have an open role for we have an open role for a backend engineer and also a crypto research analyst for an AI automation project that is currently being incubated. So please do also reach out if you're interested in that role so you can apply. All right, so that would be all from end, and we want to take this moment to appreciate each and every one of you, every participant who presented today. You did a fantastic job. Some persons had challenges and the likes like that, but we just had to stick to the rules and stick to the plan, and also respect the time of the guests and also our judges and reviewer. So yeah, we thank each and every participant and persons who have presented their project. Also say a big thank you to our reviewer, a big thank you to CoinGecko, and a big thank you to every participant and audience on this session. All right, so we have come to the end of this session. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you in our next programs in Analytic Sage and in Sage Labs. Bye, guys. Yeah, bye, guys. Yes.